At this time, students who wish to participate in today's National School Walkout peacefully assemble in the bus lane for this morning's event promoting school safety.
I just think it's terrible what happened.
It is imperative to demand better regulations and safer schools and to mourn the loss of 17 innocent victims who lost their lives too soon in Florida.
Alyssa Al-Hadeth, 14.
We are stronger together than divided.
Scott Beagle, 35.
We demand change and action with gun violence in schools
Martin Duque Anguiano, 14.
and will not stop until it is achieved.
Nicholas Dworet, 17.
It is our human obligation
Aaron Weiss, 37.
to never be silent
Jamie Gutenberg, 14.
and to realize that if one is in danger,
Chris Hickson, 49.
then we are all in danger.
Luke Hoyer, 15.
Students just like us in the 60s and 70s fought for change and they achieved it.
Kara Logren, 14.
It's our turn now.
Gina Montalto, 14.
At this time, I'd like to have a moment of silence
Joaquin Oliver, 17.
for the victims of school and mass shootings in our nation.
Elena Petty, 14.
The tragedy which occurred at Stoneman Douglas High School on Wednesday, February 14th,
Meadow Pollock, 18.
was not an isolated incident.
Helena Ramsey, 17.
17 people walked through the doors of that high school expecting to walk back out of them.
Alex Schachter, 14.
17 families received a phone call that they will never forget.
Carmen Shentrup, 16.
17 coffins,
And Peter Wong, 15.
some smaller than others, must be made to lay 17 bodies to rest. The events of that day instilled in many of us feelings, varying degrees of righteous anger, fear, and grief.
It means a lot, because I would hate this to happen to my school.
Let your fear make you vocal.
I think that this should make a difference in every community, and people should stand up if they hear something that's going on.
Throw your vote behind someone who will take steps to further prevent tragedy.
It's cold, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's for such a good cause.
17 deaths are a small fraction of the thousands of people who have lost their lives in mass shootings.
I knew somebody who died in it, so it was really emotional.
Age is not always an indicator of wisdom, and youth is not always an indicator of naivety. If they do not hear us when we tell them we want our schools to be safer, the solution is to simply speak louder.
Hope that nothing like this ever happens in the future.
We demand change, and the only way that can happen is if we stand together and use our voices.
We must not let these victims die in vain. These 17 beautiful souls cannot be forgotten. After today, we must continue the fight to end gun violence.